What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk a little bit about Atomic Heart. We got a new batch of details, including the game's length. The game comes out in just, I think, under 2 weeks at this point, obviously being on Game Pass, being one of the game's biggest strengths. So let's go over all the info, starting with the game's length, in which they say to complete the main story campaign, players will need to spend approximately 20 to 25 hours, but since it's quite huge and filled with various activities, the full completion will take much longer. Indeed, it is difficult to give the exact number. However, I can assume that the very completion of the game may take the player 35 to 40 hours. And then in terms of some of the gameplay things, there will be 12 types of weapons in total, and for each of them, there are various types of upgrades and multiple skill branches. To be able to upgrade your arsenal, you will need to collect components by searching every piece of furniture, equipment, and corpses around. When you have enough components, you'll be able to use a crafting machine, Nora, whose AI will surprise you with its sassy attitude. You'll have an opportunity to create bullets, add elementary effects to them, and create other things as well. So in terms of the length, just really quickly and throwing it out there, I kind of say this for all the games I go over length for. Oftentimes, the developers will overinflate. They'll give kind of like a high. I know there's different players for every kind of thing, right? So when somebody says, oh, it took me 20 or 25 hours, or the developers say that, it may take some people 30, 35, 40. So I'm not discrediting that in terms of everybody's going to kind of have a different length. However, what I tend to find with averages, with the average player time to beat a certain game, when developers give a time, normally you tend to shorten it up. So number one, the length is fine. I'm not looking for this game to be like a 50, 60-hour game. I think you got to get in, got to do what you got to do, and then get out. So 20 to 25 hours, if that's actually true, is pretty solid. I would honestly say probably remove 5 hours from both of them. So maybe like a 15 to 20 hour. It's not the case every time, but just the way I've seen it with many games that I've covered, the game length, that tends to be how it is. And then in terms of the weapons, pretty solid. Honestly, I didn't know a lot of that info going in up until I would say this point. The looting thing, they make it sound like it's a good thing to do. And honestly, if you've seen some of the gameplay for this game, the looting, in terms of like looking around, kind of scanning and grabbing materials, is actually one of the cooler aspects of this game. So, they kind of do it as like a gloat, like, oh, you'll have to be able to go around and look for these things. It actually looks rather fun and unique compared to other games to do that. So, getting ever so close. I feel like I don't know too much about this game, which is probably okay, considering you kind of go in and let the game try. The biggest thing for this game that I've said for quite a while now, it looks fantastic. It just needs to be consistent. What we've seen in the, not like exaggerated, but we've seen some kind of over-the-top gameplay showcases, let's say, for this game. Those are a couple minutes, right? And if the entire game is like that, then, that's phenomenal. If those are the only good moments in the entire game, obviously that is a negative. And we'll only find that out in a few weeks from now. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.